Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stacy Quinn. I am the proud owner of Bossy Glamworks Boutique, and today we are going to be discussing customer complaints and how to keep your cool when running your boutique. So stay tuned and thanks for watching. Okay guys, welcome back. So let's talk about customer complaints, because once your business grows and it gets bigger, nobody really tells you about the part where you have to deal with customer complaints and the emails that you get from different personalities of customers. In this business, emotions can run high, and the bigger your business gets, the more opinions you're going to have to deal with, okay? When you provide good service, great service goes unnoticed a lot of the times. But anytime you mess up on an order or you can make the slightest mistake, and that is going to spread like wildfire. One negative review or viral post can change your reputation overnight. I've had my business for 5 years, and what I realized is that most of the time, most customers are pretty understanding. Even if you make a mistake, or if their order is late, or if they got the wrong item or anything like that, a lot of times most customers are pretty understanding, but you're going to have a few that will test you. So a lot of times when you see reviews about boutiques, most people are going to complain, okay? And that goes with any business. When you go to, you look at Google reviews, a lot of people want to go to the negative reviews first. But I think it's important that if you do get a negative review, you should address it immediately. I feel like people like to, if you get a bad review, as long as you're responding to it and you make sure that you offered a solution and you stated that in your response, it's really not going to affect your business unless you're getting review after review after review. But a handful of reviews here and there is not going to hurt your business. The important thing is that you're responding to the reviews in a timely manner, and you're actually taking care of the customer. You're not just responding to the review just to make yourself look good. Actually reach out to the customer and see how you guys can come up with a solution to make things right. It's just like customer services. If you're working a regular job at Target or Walmart, you want to make sure that you're providing the best customer service possible. So in the long term, it may not have much impact, but you definitely do need to respond to those types of reviews. And another thing is, people will leave negative Google reviews. People will even go to the Better Business Bureau. And the Better Business Bureau is not even what you think it means, okay? This is when the customers are truly, truly upset, and they're like, I'm going to get you, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you. It's almost like they're trying to teach you a lesson in a sense, but honestly, unless you have someone just digging around and just looking for stuff, as long as you're providing great service on your website, if you see glowing reviews on your social media pages, most people go to Better Business Bureau to complain and to drag you down and make you look bad. But the important thing is that you respond to those reviews in a timely manner and you get the customer taken care of. And I've had reviews before on Better Business Bureau, and I've actually reached out to customers, and I will say this: it doesn't matter if you take care of the customer or not. Once it goes to the Better Business Bureau, they can't go back and erase it. That's it. Like, end of story, even if you made it right. So if you do get a bad review on Better Business Bureau or Google, I know with Google reviews, you can ask your customer to, if you took care of your customer, if they're nice enough, they can remove the review. But if they complain on the Better Business Bureau website, you can't get that taken down. It doesn't matter if the customer left satisfied and you guys worked on a resolution, it's going to be up there. So keep that in mind. Or if you're a customer and you're watching this video, try not to be so hard on other business owners, because at the end of the day, a lot of us are just out here trying. And some people you are just not going to make happy. I used to work in retail, and I had an incident where I was like super nice to this lady. We were giving out gift bags and thanking our customers for coming in and shopping with us. It was free stuff. It was just like goodie stuff. And this one lady came in and she had such a bad attitude. Like, first of all, why would you even go somewhere and project and push that negative energy off on someone else? Because you never know what someone else is going through. But we gave her a goodie bag with a lot of different treats and things like that. And she looks in the bag and she's like throwing stuff, and she's like, I don't want this, I don't want that, I'll just take this. And then she snatches it and she walks out the door. And it's like, girl, you okay? Like, what are you doing? I said all that to say, in most cases, when problems come up in your business, a lot of the time, all you have to do is just reach out to the customer via email or give them a call or text or however you want to communicate with your customers. And you explain the situation. You say, hey, how can we fix this? How can we make this right? A lot of times, customers were just really understanding and they're just going to be like, you know what? I didn't even think you were going to respond. In most cases, customers are very forgiving. But like I said, you will have one or two that they're just going to be the worst, okay? And there's not anything that you can say or do to fix it. I do remember I had this one incident where this lady, this was her first time shopping with me. It was a pre-ordered item. I made sure that her item went out on time. You know, I packaged it beautifully. And at the time, I was so busy and overwhelmed with fulfilling orders and doing things on the back end. I had to hire somebody to answer my emails because they were just coming in so fast and I just couldn't keep up with the emails. So I hired someone. That didn't work out. It actually ended horribly, and I had no idea that my email list had went unattended because they quit. I didn't know that they quit, but I had assumed, you know, that they had everything taken care of as far as the emails, but that's another story. So I got a lot of backlash from customers saying that they emailed me and I never responded, you know, and then the reviews came. A lot of them I was able to get them worked out and resolved. But anyway, this one lady, she had a pre-order item. I made sure that her item went out the week that was stated on her receipt. I thought we were good, like good to go. I'm like, yo, this lady's order went out on time. Like, we're not gonna have no issues at all. Well, come to find out, she had emailed me several times and I thought that my assistant had that covered. Well, she didn't have it covered. So I get this notification from the Better Business Bureau that I actually had a negative review. And I'm like, what? Wait, what's going on? And I actually had quite a few, you know, come to find out. And that's why, you know, you really have to be on top of your business if you're going to hire someone, because people can be spiteful, and out of spite, they can do things to harm your business. So that was a very valuable lesson that I learned. So anyway, back to the story. She had left a review that she left several emails and no one responded, and she just wanted to exchange her dress because it didn't fit. No problem. Like, had I known about it, I would have been able to take care of it. And so she left her phone number on her order. It's not like I looked in the yellow pages or Google. Do they still make yellow? I'm showing my age. Okay, it's not like I skip traced her or Googled her or anything like that. Like, she left her number on her order along with her email address. So once I read the review, I was like, oh no, this is not something that I want to reach out via email. I want to actually call and talk to this lady and see if we can work it, you know, come to a resolution as far as her order. I don't ever want any of my customers to feel unhappy or like they got a raw deal when they do business with me. I don't want that at all, because again, all it takes is one bad review and your business goes down the drain. So I called her, she didn't answer the phone. So I left her a text message and I'm like, you know, hey, I'll say Miss Smith. That's not her name, but I can't even remember her name. But I was like, hey, Miss Smith, you know, this is Stacy from Bossy Glamworks. You left your, no, I didn't say, I don't think I said that she left her number on her order, but I said, hey, I got your review. I'm so sorry. I explained the situation. And I actually had to do this with a couple of different people. And they were like, oh my God, you know, I knew something was wrong because I've ordered with you before and I've never had a problem. And I was able to resolve it. But this lady, yo, she was so nasty. She was like, I'm not going to explain, you know, what the issue is with my dress. Just forget it. Go back and read the email. I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm like, well, ma'am, I'm right here. Like, I'm trying to work this out with you. And she was like, oh, you know, get the off my phone and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know, yeah. And she was like, don't text me no more. Like, how'd you get my number? And I'm like, lady, you left your number on the order. Like, so I was like, okay, not a problem. But I had, you know, I was kind of going through some other things personally. And that was, you know how you're just having a bad day. All it takes is for somebody to say something and you're just emotional. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was so mad and upset. I started crying. I was like, what the like what? I tried to like really, I was gonna just refund her money because she was, if it got to that point, where you took it to the Better Business Bureau, girl, I'll just give you your money back. It's really not that deep. Thank you for giving my business a try. Okay. We don't, ever got to shop with me again. Okay. I promise you, I will sleep at night. I'm not going to lose no sleep over it. But she was just so nasty. That's why it's so hard for me now to let go of the wheel when it comes to my business, because I've done that before and I've been burned before. You know what I mean? So if you decide to hire somebody to handle your emails, make sure that you're blind copied or CC'd on everything, just in case you need to follow up and you can see what's going on. And in a sense, I do take accountability for that, because again, I was so overwhelmed with other different parts and aspects of my business. I got lax and I was like, okay, this person's got it, and they didn't have it. Okay. They obviously dropped the ball. So you need to make sure you are all up and through your business and you're following up with people. So I could have went back and forth with her. Like, at that point, I was so mad. Like, she was just so nasty with it. And I'm just like, you know what? It. I'm not going to give you your money back. You obviously mad. You told me to stop texting you. So I went back onto the Better Business Bureau website and I left, my response like, hey, I tried to rectify things with you, but you were so angry, whatever. So I take it that, yes, she did have a bad experience. Even though her order shipped on time, she was trying to return her dress or work on some type of solution to get something that she wanted, or whatever the case may be. And that was just one of those things where I dropped the ball and it was just a bad experience all around. But again, you are going to have customers that have the nastiest, and you're dealing with women here. Okay. Well, depends on what type of boutique that you have. But if you have a clothing boutique that's like mine, you're going to be dealing with women and you're going to be dealing with different types of personalities. And I think the most important thing to understand is that when people complain, they really just want to be heard. So it's not necessary to banter or go back and forth or have any type of negative vibe when you're speaking to them. Just talk to them like you would want to be talked to if you were trying to return something. I see a lot of boutique content and the algorithm brings me to different boutiques, okay, with social media. And just out of curiosity, sometimes I'll go to their website and just kind of look it over and see what they're doing. And I check their reviews to see if they kind of deal with the same types of issues that I deal with. And I have seen some of these reviews have been pretty bad, y'all. Like, and I think the number one thing that people complain about is the attitude. So I think that's what deters most people from shopping with small businesses and online boutiques. The attitude, just when the customer reaches out to them and they want to return something, or if they reach out and say, hey, I never got my order, it's just the attitude, the attitude of certain business owners as far as the boutiques. And it's not even really necessary, because again, I go out of my way to provide the best possible service. And a customer, I'll put the review here. So I think there was a situation where I gave her a store credit. There was some type of issue. I don't really remember what happened. The most important thing is that she remembers what happened and how I made her feel in that moment. So she purchased from me again. Everything went smoothly. She went on vacation, got tons of compliments on her outfit that she was wearing. And she said she told everybody about my boutique, and she also told them the great service that I offered and how I made things whole. So that goes a long, long way. You can be a busy boutique and you're making a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of business based on your attitude and how you talk to your customers when they reach out to you. So lose the attitude. Even if people come at you sideways, you have to understand, don't take it personal. A lot of times they're going through stuff on their own. You never know. They may have relationship problems, and you know how it's like a certain problem that you're having, it could snowball into a million other things. And then you go, you've been at work all day and you're looking forward to this item from this person's boutique, and then you get home and it's too tight, and then you try to reach out via email to the business owner, and then you got an attitude like that would send anybody over the top. You know, we all have bad days. So you're just adding fuel to the fire if you're going to sit there and go back and forth with a customer. I'm not arguing with nobody. You know, I send emails out to my customers 3 times a week. And I think sometimes when customers reply to a mass email, they don't think that you see those emails. So they'll say whatever. So, you know, I had this one lady, she was like, girl, don't be sending me no emails. I'm not ordering with you ever again. And take me off your list. And my order was this and my order was that. And I'm like, I think her order was from like 2023. So I went back and I looked at her order. It was like 60 something dollars. And I was like, you know what? I'll tell you what. Refund. And I really wanted to cuss her out because she was hella disrespectful. Instead of like just hitting unsubscribe on the email, like she went into this whole rant. Like I singled her out and I was like, oh, let me send this lady an email and get on her damn nerves. Like, do you know how many freaking orders I've done? Like, I don't remember every single order. Like, if you're a repeat customer, of course I remember you. But if you've only ordered with me one time and you had a negative experience and you didn't even reach out to me or speak to me about it so I can rectify the situation if there was an issue. No, she came in hella hot. And I was like, you know what, let me tell you what. Let me go ahead and refund you your $60. And you can simply hit unsubscribe at the bottom of your email, okay? We're not in the business of spamming people. If you don't want me to email you, baby doll, hit unsubscribe. It's okay. It's okay. You took out 10 minutes of your day to write that evil, nasty email to me. And I've had a lot of growth because the old me, I would have cussed her smooth out. I'm not gonna lie. But the more mature Stacy, I was like, you know what? Let me tell you something. I don't care if it was 2 years ago. Here go your money back, baby. Have a blessed day. And I feel so good doing that. That's the good thing about being a business owner. You know, you can use your own discretion when you're dealing with certain customers, but sometimes if somebody coming at me hot like that, and if it's not like, if it's something like that's less than $100, because I'm not just going to be giving away the farm, but if it's something small and then you have like this, you know, a little complaining, well, girl, here your money back. Go have lunch on me. So again, even when you try to reach out to customers personally as the owner, people still get defensive. They're still angry. Your job is to not match that energy, okay? Because it still falls on you. And again, it comes back to one bad review. That's all it takes. And people are more prone to believe the bad reviews about a business than the good ones. Mind you, if you go to my website, I have a whole page with over 1,000 reviews. And you can just read through them and make your own decision about shopping with me. And then another example, I had another lady. She ordered some accessories, I think some bangles, some earrings. They were all pre-order items. A lot of times customers don't read, okay? So you're going to have to reiterate stuff to people, because on my website, let's say it's a pre-order item and I'm saying, hey, this is going to ship the week of November 3rd. You will have people emailing you on November 4th. Where's my order? It says on your receipt, we'll ship the week of, not the day of. They don't read. And as frustrating as that is to say that to customers over and over and over, I'm not going to have no attitude about it, because what good is that going to do? I want you to continue to come back and shop with me. So I have a autoresponder on my emails, and it says, you know, give me 24 to 48 hours to return your email. I don't even think the lady gave me 24 hours. She emailed me twice again, and she started calling me, oh, you're a scam, you're a scammer, and I should have did my homework on you. And the number one thing I get from people when they complain, I always go out of my way to help Black businesses. This is why I don't help Black businesses. It's like, God, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me being a Black woman, like, we already got that against us anyway, because there are several people out there that have businesses and they just don't do right. I don't want to be one of those type of people. I'm not one of those type of people. And I don't want to be associated with that particular stigma, okay? So I try to rise above it. I was just like, look, lady, you know people gonna complain before they say good things. I try to get so many people when I first started to leave me good reviews on Google and, you know, whatever. And it was like pulling teeth. So I was just like, forget it. Like if I get a review, cool. If I don't, I don't. But real quick, a good app to add if you're using Shopify is called Lux or Lux. Lux. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm gonna put it right at the bottom of the screen. It's Loox, like xylophone. If you have it linked to your Shopify page, if your customer orders something, they'll wait about, I don't know, maybe a week, and then they'll send them a reminder like, hey, what did you think of this item? You know, how was the service? And that's how I get a lot of my good reviews. So that is a great app to have if you're selling clothes and you want to get reviews, because I think it'll send it to them like 2 or 3 times. Instead of you reaching out asking them like, hey, can you leave me a review? It's on the forefront of their mind. It does all the work for you. So anyway, I was like, look, lady, I apologize for my delayed response, even though it wasn't a delayed response. You just didn't give me enough time to reach out to you. I could have had an attitude about that, like, cause like she came in hot, okay? And I was like, please keep in mind, people tend to leave negative reviews first before they leave good ones. And I sent her the link where I have glowing reviews on my website. But I also said, I understand your frustration. This is your first time shopping with me, and I don't want it to be a negative experience. So I'll give you 2 options. I can send your items the week as stated, and I think it was like the following week, or I can give you your money back right now. You know what she said? Oh no, I still want my items. Okay. Well, I will reach out with your shipping confirmation when your order is ready, okay? Have a wonderful day. I didn't get an attitude with her. I kept it cute. Y'all, I think about 4 or 5 days later. Where's my stuff? I'm going on vacation, and oh, you just taking too long. And I'm just like, again, I could have just said, you know what? Here go your money and don't come back. I did not do that. Like, stuff like that doesn't bother me. It used to bother me, but it doesn't bother me anymore. I've been doing this for a long time. So I reiterated, hey, this time I gave her a date. I'm like, your order is going to ship out on Wednesday. But I understand your frustration. You say you've been waiting long. Keep in mind it was a pre-order item. It was stated on the website as well as on your order confirmation. I can give you a refund right now. I offered a full refund. It's not like I was like, oh, you got to wait. I offered her a refund. She still wouldn't take the refund. She just wanted to talk shit. So I'm like, okay, whatever. She wanted to keep her item. So I ended up shipping it to her, and I got her. She gone. I mean, I've had people talk shit to me, and then they come right back and spend more money with me. So you got to understand, people just be going through shit and they just project. And I know it sucks. It's just one of those things you have to deal with as a business owner. You can't let every little thing get under your skin. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. I don't want anybody to be like, oh God, Stacy has a bad attitude. I mean, her clothes is cute, but I don't want to shop with her. Like, her attitude is horrible. That's not me, okay? I want people speaking highly of my business. Like, oh, her customer service is good. I've read comments on ads that I have running, and I go through and I read the comments, and a lot of people are like, yeah, I shop with her before. You know, she's great. She has really good customer service, whoop-de-whoop. So you want to read those things about you, because it does not matter if you were the good guy or the bad guy. Even if you were the good guy and they were just reaching out to you and yapping, and they went and left reviews here, there, and everywhere, you still gonna look like the bad guy. Because the person that hasn't shopped with you before and they're looking for information about you and they're reading up on your business, they're not going to want to hear your side of the story. But what makes you look good in that situation is that you're responding to those reviews publicly, so everybody can see that you handled your business. So not every customer interaction that I've had, I kept my cool. There was this one instance where this lady, oh Lord, I tussled with her, okay? She had an issue with the way that I shipped her item to her. So I offer a flat $6 shipping fee as far as my shipping. If you spend less than $100 with me, I'm only going to charge you $6 to ship your items to you. Well, this lady, she was just, where's my order? Where's my order? She's one of those kind of people. And I was like, okay, your order is going to ship on this day. I'll send you a tracking number then. So when I emailed her shipping confirmation, she emailed, I'm like, oh God, like this lady's going to be happy. I'm going to get her stuff out on time. Like I said I would. Like, I shouldn't have any issues with her. And I was going through personally in that moment and I got an email. I was already mad. Like, listen, I was already on 10. Anybody could get it. I don't recommend that when you're running a business, but this was when I first started. Anybody could have got it that day. And baby, she hit me on one of them days where I was hot. 38 hot, okay? Why you send my clothes? No, what she say? Why did you use the cheapest method or the cheapest shipping to ship my items to me? Why did you choose the cheapest way to get my items to me? You should have expedited my items. I charge a flat $6 for shipping. That means ground. UPS ground, US Post Office ground, FedEx ground. Okay, it's no priority expedite because that costs me money. So I do offer that shipping option, but the customer is responsible for that. And that's when you charge the $14 shipping when you do those expedited shipping. But she didn't even pay expedited shipping, and she was mad at me because I sent her package to her UPS ground, and she was like, "Why are you being cheap? You could have sent it to me this." And I was like, who you talking to? So I said, you know what? Look, I don't know like what you got going on, but you're not gonna be handling me like that. Y'all, I handled that wrong. I handled that all wrong, and I do regret it. I should have just smoothed it over, sent her a gift, apologized, whatever. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, we went back and forth, and then it was just bad. It was unprofessional on my end. I came across unprofessional, but because my business is my baby, I built this from the ground up. So when someone insults my brand and my business, no fighting words. I mean, now I don't really care no more now. Like, say what you want to say. I got the receipts to back my shit up. But back then, baby, I was hot. But keep your cool when you're dealing with customers, because it's not going to go anywhere. If you don't have thick skin in the boutique game, you're not going to last long, because when you're dealing with women and different personalities, you're going to deal with all kind of people, and you cannot take what they say to you personally, because they don't know you. They don't know what you're going through. Just say, you know what, Miss Barbara or Miss Stephanie or whatever, here's your money back. Have a wonderful day. It's not worth it. If you do get a negative review, make sure you respond publicly. People love transparency. If you have too many good reviews, people are going to think you're bottom, okay? So it's normal to have a couple of negative reviews here and there, but the most important thing is that you are responding publicly. People love transparency. People love business owners taking accountability. That's really all they want to see, because again, I've had exchanges with customers before and I made it right, and then they come back and buy from me again. That's the key. Your repeat customers are going to spend the most money with you. So you want to keep those customers coming back. So keep your cool. And that's why I always say, make sure you have your auto replies on. Give yourself 24 to 48 hours. If somebody's coming in hot and they're talking crazy to you, allow yourself time to cool off, because I promise you, if you go back and forth with them, all it takes is for them to take a screenshot and post it publicly, and you're the one that comes out on the negative end. So to sum it all up, as your boutique grows, you're going to get bigger orders, you're going to make more money, you're going to have more praise, but you're also going to have more complaints. So it is what it is. It's a part of scaling. So if you're a boutique owner and you're going through it, just know that we all go through it. We've all been there. And the most important thing is just to keep your cool and to respond professionally. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.